Hello everybody. Something different and not so different today. We're making one of these, right? But not out of the usual material. We're making it out of these, paper. Or rather, this is actually a little bit thicker than paper, but thinner than cardboard. So I thought, because I've been telling everybody you can make these out of other materials, and someone challenged me on it and said, oh, well, prove it. And so there we go. So it is made out of paper, and I'm going to show you how. And of course, you know, the top needs to be slightly different than what we normally do, but that's essentially it. So you can make little pouches for little presents, as gift cards you can put in, or you can make them as big as you like or as small as you like, depending on the strips. So these are 2 centimeter width. I don't actually know what the length is, but they're 2 centimeter width, and I just cut them out of a large sheet of craft paper, and then we made this little pouchy thing. So let's dive right into it. So welcome back. So we're making a little purse, or a little container out of paper. So these are just, it's actually in between paper and cardboard. It's slightly thicker than normal paper, but it's more pliable than hard cardboard. So I've cut these into strips of 2 centimeter width, and we're laying them out in a grid fashion. So over one, under one. So we've got roughly off center. So we're going this way and that way. So what I do is I normally start in one direction and then turn it around and continue in the other direction. Now these are just 12 in total, so 6 each way. And because they're all the same length, so easy to check if you lift them up and you realize they're maybe not. So you can still pull them a little bit. And then come in my trusted little hairpins. Pop them in. There you go. And then you can turn it around and add the other ones. Just proving a point here that you can, for these type of baskets, you can use all sorts of materials. I normally use New Zealand flax, but I have seen these made with cardboard, bark, plastic, you name it, you can do it. Right, so now we've got 6 in each direction. It's a nice little size, just for the demonstration purposes. Hang on, take those out. Put our pegs, and if you want to make them really nice and tight, you can still manipulate them. So that's basically the start of it, right? And in order to make it a little bag, rather than a square container, we made this one the other day, which is basically starts the same way. We start in the top from us in the top right corner. And so we always work in halves, so half would be 3. So you pull that one in the middle down. If you laid them slightly differently, you may have to turn those 2 down, but at the moment we're turning the one in the middle down, pull this one from the right, and basically weave it in. Over one, under one, takitahi. There you go, next one, and next one. So we're weaving half of this and half of this. So 3, 3 in this case. If you use different numbers, they need to be even numbers for start. So if you say, you may have 4, 4 or 5, 5, whatever it is. It looks a little bit like a fish. Can you see that? And then we just turn it around and do the same, the opposite corner. Same thing. Go around, weave it in, up, down, next one. Rightio. Put your peg in, or your hairpin, or whatever you use. Right. So this is what you're looking for now. Looks really nice, doesn't it? Now comes the fun part. When we make these with kids, we tell them, oh, it's magic. Put it like so. Put your thumb in on either side, in here, and pull it out, and then just gently, oops, there you go, gently bring it upwards. That way, there you go, you get a bag shape, right? And so what you now have to do is just weave these corners in until you reach the same height, same as what we've done with this one. So you need to close the corners in order to be able to lock it off. So same sort of thing, over one, under one, until you reach the top. You just have to make sure that you don't go and continue that zigzag pattern any further up, because you will run out of length here. There we go. It's a bit stubborn with cardboard paper. There we go. It's a cool little project you can do with kids too. They love that sort of thing, you know, get them to cut these paper strips and then do this. They're usually much better at it than adults. For some reason, I don't know why, but yeah, kids love these sort of things. They're little projects. They're kind of easy to do. Well, in my book they're easy. Right, so now we round. As you can see, some of these are a bit shorter and some of these a bit longer. If they are too short, you can still manipulate them. See, like this one here, it goes all the way around here, right? And then it turns up here. So these two are actually the same strip. Now, if you want them all the same width, if you want to go higher or something, you can still manipulate it by just pulling it a little bit. That long one, that is. Right. Pulling it through. Just bear in mind, if you're working with paper, it may, you know, break easier. There you go. But now you got them the same length. If you want to do that, you don't have to. The other thing you may want to do is tidy these corners up. At the moment they've got a bit of a hole in them, so they look nice and tidy. Right. So what we do now is we just finish it. And this is really all it is. And because we're using paper, we're doing again this kind of zigzag top. And that's basically just folding the strips in on each other. Now if you want to make this like a double layer, you probably want to even these out so they are all in the same length. Right, so locking these beauties off. Now, because it's paper, we can't really do it the normal way. So what I've been doing, same as with this one here, is just pulling them and folding them in on each other. Now start with one, and I always do them in one direction first. So you can always tuck them in more, but in order to secure it for a start, you just start and see how I do one direction, just one. There you go, take these out as you go. Yeah. Oops. Okay. So pull it in on itself, right? Yeah. And then just tuck it in, like so. Pretty straightforward. One of the easiest things you can possibly do in terms of finishing a piece of weaving, if the material lends itself to that kind of purpose. Right? So that's one direction done, and now we just need to put these ones in as well, and then we can decide if we want to put these possibly even as far as this way down, just to give it a bit more stability, because it is paper. There we go. These make nice little bags for, you know, all sorts of presents. If you use recycled materials, you know, it makes it really quick and easy. So you're stuck for a wrapper, for something small, or maybe for a gift voucher, or whatever you want to do. You know, these kind of slightly thicker paper you can buy in any good craft or stationery shop, so they're pretty easy to come by. You just need to get them, so you cut them into whichever width you want them to be cut. There you go. So that's that, and because I still have some length, I added in a second row at least. There you go, so I tucked it in another round, and now it's really just a matter of cutting these bits off to tidy it up. And some of them are already a bit short, so they're probably barely fitting in. You can use this kind of zigzag top if you really find it too hard to do any other lock-offs. It's a nice little alternative. It's not as sturdy, and you might find it hard to, you know, attach a handle in the way that you may want to, but you know, if it works, why not? There you go. So that's rubbish. Got a nice little paper bag. I like these. If you look at them. Looks a little bit like flax, doesn't it? So try it. Try it for yourself and see how you like it. Happy weaving.